Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making surf and turf with steak and lobster tails. If you want to see this complete recipe, then keep on watching.
Nice little brownie, nice little island thing. Teeth white when my smile and ting. Some odds on my solo, like the man pan the polo. Time for get a island thing right now.
So right here is a quick overview of all the ingredients you're going to need for today's meal. So first we're going to start out with our steak. This is ribeye steak. You can use whatever you like. You can use sirloin, you can use New York strip, whatever steak is your preference, you can use that. So what you want to do first is wash the steak. Usually I use either lemon juice or vinegar. Today I used vinegar, but you want to make sure that you wash your steak first. This is a list of all the ingredients we're going to need for the steak. Right here I have some fresh rosemary, parsley, garlic, butter, total seasoning, garlic salt with parsley, steak and chopped seasoning. I really love this for my steak. Cajun seasoning, paprika, and black pepper. Make sure you massage all the seasonings into the steak. Because it's like a thicker cut steak, you want to make sure that everything is completely rubbed in. So I'm adding in some butter to the skillet. Just gonna allow this butter to melt down. There's 4 cloves of garlic. You don't have to mince it up because you just want the flavor from the garlic for the steak. I'm gonna leave it for about a minute. Now you can go ahead and just add your steak in. And the garlic, we don't have to worry about it because like I said, it's just going to give it the flavor. So you just leave it where it's at. We're going to leave this on one side for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to come back and flip it over to the other side and repeat the process as needed. Alright, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Do it according to your preference. If you want it well done, rare, medium rare. I'm just gonna give this a little bit more time, 5 minutes on this side. So right here I have some rosemary. You can use thyme if you'd like. So I'm just gonna put it in the butter to kind of start extracting some flavor into the steak. Towards the end of it, I'm just gonna use the butter to kind of just put over the steak. So all that flavor that's going to be extracted is going to be in the steak when I'm done. So what we're going to do is just take some of this butter and then just kind of keep it on top of the steak. This is just to ensure that the steak is not going to be all dried out. And it's going to have some of the flavor from the fresh rosemary and the garlic and stuff. I like my steak either well done or actually medium well. So I'm going to turn this over to the other side one more time for about 5 minutes, and I think that should be done to my preference. But like I said, you just make your steak according to how you like it. So as you can see how this looks, that's how I like my steak. So I'm gonna lower the heat under this and let this one get a little bit more done. I'm gonna put the stove on like low heat so the steak kind of retains some heat but also still get done a little bit more. I just went ahead and added a little bit of butter on top of the steak. This is completely optional, but I just like this for extra flavoring, and the butter just gives it a nicer little taste. So for the lobster tails, we're going to just open it up. You want to cut it to around there. And then carefully peel away the shell. Okay, so basically this is what you need. You make sure that all the meat from the lobster is out. And then what we're gonna do is just use the shell as a covering right there. So when we put it in the oven, all this meat is gonna be exposed to get done like correctly. And then we're gonna put our seasoning and stuff on top. And then we're just gonna repeat the same process with the next lobster tail. Once I'm finished with that, I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like before I season it. I'm gonna be using Old Bay, Cajun seasoning, and some garlic salt with parsley. But I have a mixture here with some olive oil, garlic, and paprika. You want to make sure that you're lightly seasoning the lobster tails because you don't want it to be salty. Because what we're going to do is just rub the seasonings both at the top and then underneath the bottom of the meat. So our olive oil mixture with the garlic and the paprika, I'm just gonna use it to brush over the top and the bottom of the lobster tails. So what you want to do before you put your lobster tails in the oven is just lightly grease your baking dish or your baking pan. So I'm just going to put this in the oven on 375 for 15 minutes and our lobster tails will be all done. So here we have the finished meal, steak with lobster tails and some yellow rice. Yellow rice is completely optional. Usually I like garlic mashed potatoes, but this time I just went for yellow rice. But I am gonna do an upcoming video with some garlic mash, so stay tuned for that. Everything looks really, really delicious. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today while I cook this delicious meal. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. And then stay tuned for part 2 of this whole Valentine's Day series. I'm gonna be making some lamb chops. So definitely subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video.